Hey everyone, welcome back to Park Winners. It is the most beautiful April morning and so happy to be here. One of the really cool things about my work here with Raphael is we get to work together. We both do this full time. And so today, as we get ready for our guest arrival later in the day, Raphael's gonna be focusing on the gardens, making sure everything is looking beautiful for their arrival, where I'll be focusing on more of the inn and the event venue, the pool area, to make sure everything is pristine and ready for the guest arrival. But prior to doing that, I was wondering to myself, what does it actually take in terms of time to actually get this place turned on? Whether it's how many switches we flip, how many pillows we fluff, the entire thing from start to finish. So I thought it'd be fun today to go ahead and time it and count the switches so we can know once and for all what it really does to turn on a 5-acre venue. So normally what I do when I turn on the venue is I transport myself back to when I was a kid watching the movie Pretty Woman back in Wilkinson, Indiana. But I wasn't ever really completely interested in the Julia Roberts storyline or the Richard Gere storyline. I was interested in the general manager of the Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel. I loved the way he was able to just really control the environment and just make it ready and beautiful for all the guests who'd be coming later. So in my mind, as I'm looking around, I'm just assessing and making sure that everything is pristine and ready for the guest arrival. And so what I normally do, I start here at the front door. I imagine the flow of the guest experience. And so as we go through, not only am I flipping on lights and whatnot, but I'm also fluffing pillows and just making sure everything looks great. So first we start in the main foyer, which this is where we greet the guests, and we'll start just flipping on lights. So there's 4 switches right here, one for the front porch, the art lighting, the chandelier, the stairway chandelier, but then I can't help but just admire one of our floral team members put in this beautiful fresh flower bouquet for the guest arrival. That's one of the just wonderful things about this experience too, is I do have 50 coworkers here and we all have our specialties. And so they picked these flowers this morning for the guests to enjoy when they arrive later this afternoon. But then we have the front parlor, which has its own switches here, the art lighting, the chandelier. We have a little lamp here, which is super cute. And then we have our little lamp at the fireplace. And then we move to the middle parlor, where we have another chandelier, more art lighting, cool alabaster lamp, little guy over here in the corner. And then we have our dining parlor, which has, again, another chandelier, art lighting, lamp, porch light, other porch light, and another lamp here. And again, as I'm going through, flowers, gorgeous. We have some sweet peas here that they picked this morning for the dining room table. I admire the clock over there on the fireplace every time I walk through. I inherited that from my grandpa when he passed away. So just all kinds of I'm just kind of setting the tone, setting the energy so that when guests arrive, they feel that the love that we put into this every day. And then we have our kitchen area here. We have some recessed lighting there. We have this really cool lamp that Raphael found at an estate sale one day. And we have our pendant lighting here. And of course, everything's on dimmer, so we have to always make sure the dimming is as it should be. And then we have our back foyer, back entrance here. And we just have the one hanging light and then the porch lights there. And then the first floor is done. And as far as the front entrance and the back entrance, when you come visit us at Park Winners, coming in, essentially treating this as a hotel lobby. So the lounge spaces you can just enjoy, lounge, relax, and take it all in. So we've finished the main level. Everything looks good, pillows fluffed, everything's in its place. And now we do have a full house tonight, so we'll be turning on all of the overnight rooms as well, right this way. On the second floor here, we have 3 overnight rooms, all with king-size bed and ensuite bath. Today's really fun in that we have one family who's occupying the entire space, so all 4 rooms, they'll have the whole place to themselves. They're super excited, and so are we. And so we have the hallway lighting here. And so first we have the fountain room. This one has bedside lamps, the hanging light, the recessed lights, another lamp on this side. And then the ensuite bath has its fair share of lights as well, with the hanging pendant, the shower, and over the sink. Okay, bathroom looks great. Just do a little bit of fluffing here. And the fountain room ready to go. Next we have the pecan room. This one has the hanging light, we call that the lotus light, with some recessed lighting as well. Bedside lamps. And then every once in a while, a light is not on. One of the great things we have here is we do have 7-day-a-week maintenance service. And so I'll be sending a text message soon that we need a light bulb here. And then this one has an ensuite bath as well. And then next we have the olive room. We have the pendant light as well as the art lighting, the bedside lamp here. And then this bathroom has the shower and the sink. I actually love doing this too because it just continually reconnects me to the property. I try to be the one doing this on most days, and it just, well, one, I just feel tremendous gratitude all the time when I walk through this beautiful space, but it also just keeps me connected and keeps me on the pulse of everything we're doing here. This space has the hanging lights as well as the recessed lighting. This space is really fun too. This is not a wedding this evening or a private event. This is just one family who is staying in the space amongst themselves. So rather than, while sometimes this will be a getting ready room for hair, makeup, those kinds of activities, today this can just be a place where they can just lounge and relax. And so now the main house is done, so we will move on to the tower, which this is one 3-story guest room. It used to be an old water tower. It had a windmill attached to it where it would bring water up to the top where it was kept, and then gravity would provide pressure for plumbing for the house. About 60 years ago, it was turned into living quarters, and now it is one 3-story guest room. Tonight it's being used just as that, where there'll be a couple staying in here. They'll have the whole tower to themselves, but other times it's actually used as one of the getting ready rooms. When we have weddings in particular, but any kind of event for that matter, we do include changing rooms for the guests. So if they want to have separation before they see each other on their special day, this is a great place to have a separate getting ready room. When we first got here, there was actually big bushes in front of this, and then Raphael planted these trees. They're growing so quickly. They were literally below the lights. Now they're, I don't know how many feet above the light, but it's really cool how they're flanking the front door. It's cool that it has its own separate entrance. We have the porch light, the entrance. And so when this tower was built, it was a water tower, so very, very rustic. And over the years, it's been adorned to make it a little more like the main house. And so also as I'm turning on lights, I think to myself how cool it will be when one day we can have the system where you just press a button and the entire place illuminates. As you probably have learned by now, we're a little more antiquated than that. And so I'm not sure where we are with the light switch flip at the moment, but I'm sure it's getting up there. And also they're not always on the wall. So sometimes we actually have to get down here and turn on lights. So when I'm doing tours of the property, I always disclose that this is a bit of a workout. It's 45 feet to the top, so people can go up if they want, but we do not require it. But we are today because they will be staying on the 3rd level. There's several things as I'm setting things up that just catch my eye every single time, and this built-in mirror with this pendant light is one of them. I just think it's so amazing. So here on the 2nd floor, we have our yet another, I think I might want to do a chandelier count too, actually. We have another chandelier. We have a half bath here and a couple of lamps. And then this is, as you can see, the walls close in on us. And so upstairs there's a full-size bed, whereas in the main house, there are all king size. So here on the 3rd floor, this is where the water would have actually been kept back in the 1800s, early 1900s before it was restored. And there was a windmill on the roof here that would bring water up, and then the gravity provided pressure for plumbing for the house. So we have also great 360-degree views up here. So this north-facing window gives you a view of the event space down below, but we also have the sunrise and the sunset every day in here. And we have also the lights here on all 4 walls, plus a little lamp here in the corner. So anyone who knows me knows that I do verge a bit on the type A side. And so I literally cannot continue this video without sending a text message to maintenance to let them know about that light bulb in the pecan room. So let me just text this over real quick, and then we will continue with the rest of the light switches. And then we have the tower bar. These lights are amazing as well. Our friend Bruce found these, and these actually used to be at some mansion where they were turned upside down as a stairwell banister. And then we flipped them the other way and added torches to them, and now they are our torch lights at the bar. Another reason why we go through prior to guest arrival is because we never know exactly what we're going to see or experience. And so as I was opening this umbrella earlier today, right about there was a sleeping bat. And I won't say I didn't get a little startled. I don't think I've been that close to a bat before, but it remained sleeping, so all was well, but it is not there now, so he must have moved on to another sleeping spot. So now we have the event space, which they won't actually be using this evening, but I'm still gonna turn it on just for the ambiance. We have our big front doors here where people will enter. We are between events at the moment as well. So their event is actually tomorrow. So this is not set up yet. So it gives you a little bit of unfinished look. But we have the, let's see, it's 4 switches for the ceiling between the recessed lights, the 4 side chandeliers, and then the main chandelier in the middle. As I might have mentioned before, I do have 50 coworkers here. 8 of them are full-time chefs. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the kitchen on as well. And it's just on the other side of this big wall here. And they are so talented. I'm so grateful to have them on our team. We also have 600 pounds of ice ready to go. This is our server station here. So we have our couple of light switches there. And then we have a couple more light switches here in the kitchen. Today was delivery day, so we also have tons of amazing produce and meat. The chefs will be arriving shortly. They'll get everything sorted out. One of the cool things about this kitchen as well is that it was very important to Raphael that we did not have the typical kitchen that is dark and cavernous. And so it's really important to him that we had windows looking outside so that no one has to spend 8 to 10 hours every day in a dark room full of fluorescent lights. And then we move on to the outdoor lighting. We're a little bit at the back of the house right now, but you can see these outdoor lights are already on. And so we have lots of string lights that go all throughout the property to make sure all the pathways are lit at night. And so we have one switch here. As I'm going through this, we're actually coming close to the final switches. I can't wait to find out what the actual count is, because my mind's a little bit blown now that I'm really focusing on exactly how many switches I'm flipping. This is more of an outdoor lounge space with a really cool outdoor chandelier. So we have our little light switch down here that we'll turn on. And then we have 3 more switches. We have the above the outdoor event space here, all the lighting here, and then we have the pool area. And then the entire property will be illuminated. And there we have it. We have turned on all the switches. That is a normal day in the life in terms of getting a 5-acre wedding venue turned on. Because like I said before, it's not only the just turning on of lights, it is the troubleshooting, it's the checking for any potential issues. It is a very large place, so things can happen, such as the tableside lamp in the pecan room. So when those things happen, when we pay attention, we will have all of those things taken care of prior to the guests even arriving. I am so grateful to be able to do what I do here. It is just such an honor and a blessing to be this person in people's lives where I can give them these experiences. I know people work very hard in their everyday life. So when they come here and we get to take care of them and just let them relax, it is just an honor and a joy. And before I go, you might be wondering who will actually be turning off all these lights. That will be me. On days when we have just families in the bed and breakfast, we don't have a large event crew. So I will be the one right around 10:30 or 11 o'clock turning it down as well. So, but again, it's really fun for me because I get to reconnect once again. It's gonna be nearly a full moon tonight, all the stars. So it has its own charms in the evenings as well. So thank you again for watching, and we hope to see you at Park Winners soon.